Hi and welcome back to FindersBeepers History Seekers. The look back at a previous explore in the house review. Now I actually really love doing these house reviews. They are a pain to edit, but I actually really like looking back because I love looking through your comments and the messages I get, and it really gives me that opportunity to connect because I get so many comments and so many messages. It's very hard at the time to read them all and respond to them all, and this is a really good way of doing it. I really enjoy doing it like this. One thing before we get any further. So, all the explores that I've been doing have been abroad recently, and it will go back to the UK. There will be a UK explores coming up, so don't panic. However, when I am abroad, I've got this. I bought it the other day off TikTok, but it's really good. So, it's a little book. Well, it's not particularly little. It's quite a big book. It's really nice as well. Like, it's really good quality. It's lovely. And what I'm going to do is, it's got all these really good pages. It's a bit like a scrapbook, I suppose. I'm going to put all the different postcards and other bits and bobs that I get on my travels in here. So postcards, handwritten notes, things like bus tickets, tram tickets, stuff from my hotels, knickknacks and stuff that'll fit in here, little flat things that I can find. Why when I start filming is there always somebody walking up the stairs and banging on doors? It's absolutely quiet when I'm not filming. As soon as I film, they're off wandering around the building. It's like they know. Anyway, I think it's a really good idea. It probably will go on this for about a year because it's a big book. It's going to take a lot to fill it up, but it just gives you an opportunity to win it. If you do want a ticket, you can get it in one of two ways. So one is through our website, findersbeepers.co.uk/shop, or if you just put findersbeepers.co.uk, it'll take you to the website and you can click on shop. And the tickets are only a £5, but obviously the book itself costs £12, and then you get all the stuff that's going to go in it as well. It's going to be a one-off thing. There won't be one like this again. I might do the same sort of thing again, but it won't have all the same things in it because this is just going to be personal to the trips that I do over this year. So anyway, on the second way of doing it is if you are a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you get one entry for free anyway. Just contact me, and I've put a thing on there for you to be able to contact me. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the video. So I've come absolutely miles down already. I'm not really bleeding now, which is good. Although everything is just slipping away under my feet. Like the earth is so dusty. So I'm going to have to probably jump over this wall. Because if I carry on down there, I literally think I'll pop out on the end of their lawn. Now, a lot of people commented about the effort and the time that goes into actually getting to these places. And I think this is really good why I put the behind the scenes videos on that are on midweek. And if you don't watch those, get over and watch them because you get to see so much more of the explore itself, like behind the scenes of the explore. What have I told you? Listen, there's been nobody all day, and then they go running around the office like mad people. They'll go back up them stairs again in a minute. They'll bang that door. It's just a nightmare. Anyway, let's ignore them. Let's pretend that they're not there. So, yeah, you get to see loads more stuff. So, like leading up to the explore, after the explore, how exhausted I am, how fat my ankles are from jumping over walls and on all sorts. So it is worth seeing them. But a lot of people talked about the journey to get to the place this week. So down the hill, through all the dirt, through the trees. And it was hard work. It really was hard work. But it was a lot better than trying to climb up the front wall and then falling backwards into busy traffic or being seen and the police being called. There was other ways to get in that were easier in one way but hard in another. The walls were really high, the gates were really high. I could have gone through the museum that's next door. However, there was a dog and a person in there, so I didn't want to get caught. So for me, I thought, yeah, we'll do the long way round. We'll walk down the back. And it was hard work. I got cut to shreds with all the brambles. I fell over a couple of times. I got spiked up my bum. But it was worth it. It was one of the best explores of 2020. Well, probably maybe the best explorer of 2024 so far.
Now this is the front of the building. If you look, you've got all different statues, busts all the way along. You've got the big 4 pillars. There's something up at the top as well. Hoc erat votis. Hoc erat votis. Right, let me try and show you. It's hard because I don't want to be seen. There's cars coming past every second. And I've seen loads of police cars. Look at it out of there. That's the view you would have across the Italian lakes. But wow, what a place. Anyway, I can't hang round here.
Now, after all the hard work, the excitement of actually getting in the place was unbelievable. And I just wanted to make sure that we saw the outside of the building before it went dark. And I wish I'd spent a little bit more time, if I'm being honest, looking at the separate bits on the front. But because I was worried about getting caught and not getting a chance to actually see inside when I knew not many people, if anyone, had been in before. Because, like I said, there's plenty of people that have been, but I know a lot of people got turned away, they couldn't get in. And I was just lucky that for some reason one door was open at the back and one was open under the stairs. We're not mentioning them, we're ignoring them. Anyway, yeah, so the building itself outside was very grand and in such a beautiful spot. Now, I showed it more in the behind the scenes video because I was down next to the water and walked up the stairs to have a look at the front of the building, and you got to see it a little bit better. If I'd had the drone, it would have been beautiful because I could have got it coming across the lake up to the building. I could have showed you the castle at the other side. There was so many good things, and all the other houses surrounding were just magnificent. They were massive places and people with millions and billions of pounds. So wonderful.
But then look at this. I'm sorry about the occasional bit of breath that keeps coming from me. It's because I'm going, wow. Oh my Lord. This place. Look up there. This above me is absolutely beautiful. It is so nice. Once again, it's the 3D thing that I can never remember the name of, that L'Oreal thing. I can't really zoom right. L'Oreal or something like that. I can't remember. But how good is that? It's like, I don't know, it don't look quite the same on camera, but it looks like they just sat up there watching you. And then if I do this, it's amazing. If you look at this and how, I wouldn't say plain it is, because it isn't plain, but then if you compare it to this, look at this. Look at her there. Wow.
Now, when we got inside, instantly, it was just like an explorer's heaven. The ceilings in there were just out of this world. I've never seen a building with as many good ceilings as that. It was one after another after another. And like I said in the video, I think I said it in the video, I might have just thought it. If we'd gone into a building and found one ceiling, like any of the ceilings in there, we would have been like, this is amazing. But because it was like one and then another, you were like, oh, this one's not quite as good. But if you'd found that one in a building on its own, you would have been like, this is so good. But because there was just so many, you ended up comparing them and thinking, well, that one's really good, but this one's sort of good. And I don't know, it's just so good to see them. Like, and a lot of them were in amazing condition as well. The ones that it looked like the stuff was hanging over, So there was like little bits dangling down, and it just looked so impressive, so good. Like the artistry behind it, and like I said at the time, how he must have painted them. They must have put some sort of scaffolding up and got you laid on your back, painting them. Imagine just painting that on a wall, let alone on your back, with paint dripping in your eyeballs as you're doing it. It's just amazing. It really is amazing. And I can't believe how we don't have this anymore. Like, people don't do it anymore. I know it costs more money. Basically, people just don't want to put the effort in these days. They really don't. Or maybe it's out of fashion, I don't know. But I just think it's wonderful. I think that artwork is absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to murder somebody in a minute if they don't stop banging those fucking doors.
We're about to walk into a church, because there's a cross above there. This is, isn't it? This is a chapel. This is a chapel. Oh, wow. I'm going to show you the ceiling and say, oh wow. Let's show you this ceiling first. I was happy and excited about this ceiling until I saw the one behind me. Look at that. Let me zoom in. It's like, oh, that's amazing. It's like the stuff sat on a shelf hanging down, look. Is it the same here? Yeah, look. It's like it's hanging over the edge. How clever were these artists back in the day? I don't feel like anyone can do stuff like that anymore.
Now, one of the other things people talked about was the church, which you've got to be pretty damn rich to have a church in like the east wing of your house. Now, I get it when people have churches in the grounds or chapels in the ground, but to have it in your actual house with a little balcony overlooking it and the amazing artwork, it's just mad, isn't it? How the other half lived. I found something else out about this place as well. We were talking about the numbers above the doors, and saying, was it like a hotel at some point? Was it this or was it that? I found out it was a home it was like a convalescent home. So like elderly or like ill people went to stay there, and it was run by nuns. So the nuns probably installed the church or the chapel bit in the house. It might not have been there previously, or maybe they've converted it. But the nuns lived there, and they used the rooms to put people in. And that's why the rooms upstairs are pretty boring and blank, because they probably stripped it all out, which is an absolute travesty. But yeah, we found out. Somebody else sent me about it just as I found out about it as well. So yeah, it was used by the nuns. Now, I was really sad about this video, like genuinely, massively disappointed, because it's actually the least viewed video that I've had in the last 2 years. So basically, I generally compare videos after the first week of viewing. Normally, first week of viewing, if I get about 12,000 views, I'm happy with that. That's a sort of average. Well, not an average, that's like the bottom level of what I'm happy with. This one, in the first week, got 8,000 views, which a lot of people would be amazingly happy with. But I think for such a good video and such a good location, I was disappointed. I really was disappointed with how it had done. But it seemed like 2 weeks in February, it was the same. The week before had not been great, and this one wasn't great. It's picked up since. The views are back up to where they were. But for some reason, this video just didn't bang, and I expected it to because it was so good. But it is what it is. Just got to put up with it, haven't you, and like move on. But I don't know, out of any, I thought that one would do really well, and it just didn't.
It's like Mr. Tumnus is going to pop out in a minute. It's ridiculous. It's literally here, look. I don't really understand its purpose, this. It's like a little water thing. But why? Is it just like a well? Oh, I've not noticed that though. That's good. I've not even noticed that.
Now, a few of you had different ideas about the little grotto outside. I don't know really what I think it was. Maybe just almost like a well. I don't know, a place where they just went and got water when they were outside. I don't really know. I don't like. It's not a well, obviously, because it doesn't go into the ground, but it's on a steep hill, so maybe it was just a way of collecting the water that ran down the hill. But it was very ornate. But I think it was a. Now, I got told off for this the other day. I was going to say I think it was a very sort of Victorian thing. I think it was probably built in the 1800s. And someone was like, Matt, can you please stop calling it Victorian, because it's in Italy and it's not Victorian because Victoria wasn't the queen and Italians wouldn't know it as that. I don't know what era it would be classed as over there. I'm not Italian. I'm from the UK. So if I'm dating something, I'll date it in hours. I am very, very British in that sense. No, I just don't know how else to date it. I don't know how else I would say it. I don't know who was in charge and what era that it would be classed as. So, and the people that view our videos are generally sort of English and American, and they probably would know Victorian era and like Georgian and things like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And soz, sorry, I'm not knowing every country's history and background. It's just what it is. It is what it is. I need to get that on a t-shirt. It is what it is going on a t-shirt at some point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I feel like I've moaned a lot in this video about it's them walking up the fucking stairs and banging the doors. It's just winding me up. It isn't really. It is a little bit. It kind of is a bit. But yeah, no, I'm not in a frustrated mood. I'm just taking out my angst on the video. Anyway, I'll see you later. Love you all so much. Thank you for the support. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, it really helps out, and comments and things like that really help the channel out. And get over to Beeper Beef, because there's going to be some really good content coming up on there as well soon. Right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.